And it's been quite an education for us. We've had Dennis Slater on the last few weeks, actually for a few months. He's been coming on, and the last few appearances we've been talking about Cash for Clunkers. There's an update on that right now. We're going to get into that a little bit, but we're going to talk about OnStar today too.
Yeah, which is something that I thought was only there for emergency purposes, but apparently there are a lot of other reasons that you want OnStar in your vehicle, and Dennis is going to give us the rundown. But first, let's do this update on Cash for Clunkers.
Cash for Clunkers, we talked about it again last week, and a lot of the news media was out there because they had approved another $2 billion for the program, which they've done.
It's still going on.
Still going on.
Okay.
And, you know, it's going to end. I mean, it's going to end soon. It's going to end sooner than the November date that they originally projected because it's been so successful throughout the country. The government has, right now, I'm reading, they have 225 people full-time processing claims.
225?
225, not near enough. They're estimating in the next few days they're trying to ramp it up to 1,000 people taking claims.
Wow.
There's so many claims coming in, and of course the paperwork is so laborious that you've got to have copies of everything, and the insurance goes back for a year. So it's a lot of work for the dealer to submit. There's a lot of rejections. So it's kind of a tough process, but I think it's going to end probably at the holiday weekend. I think that's when the money's not only going to be exhausted.
Labor Day weekend.
I think that, but also the manufacturers are going to be running out of inventory.
Right.
We still got a fair amount of inventory under our Big 10 on the lot, but we've had to go up. I mean, I did a dealer trade for a customer out of Alabama the other day just to get some more cars. You know, all the 35-mile-per-hour cars they're getting pretty scarce. So.
Well, okay, so that's the latest, folks. So if you're going to buy under Cash for Clunkers, you should best do it by Labor Day.
I'd say certainly no later, because again, last week we talked about the state fees going up another $200 or $300.
Oh, that's right,
on September 1st.
So get in under that deadline as well.
So you have the timing, the money running out, the rebates are probably going to be over, the inventory, and the state fees.
All right, so there's your official Cash for Clunkers update for this week, folks. Now, as Holly said, GM's been doing OnStar for quite a while, and really I was kind of thinking the same way Holly was. I thought it was just for emergencies, or if like your engine blew up or whatever, but it's really
or you get locked out or something.
Yeah, that's why we thought it'd be a good feature to do, because people see the television advertisement, which is the car hits into a tree and OnStar comes on and says your airbag's been deployed. You know, how are you okay? But it's not just emergency. It has a lot of features that email you and tell you when you have to get an oil change.
In fact,
it's a great deal.
If you're planning a trip, they can help you with that too. In fact, Dennis and I took a trip the other day, and here's what happened with OnStar. All right, we're outside here, our studios with Dennis Slater in front of a beautiful new Chevy Traverse. Dennis, we're gonna call OnStar. We're gonna mess with them a little bit.
Call OnStar and get some directions and talk on the phone a little bit.
Okay, and where should we go?
I'm thinking Sanibel Island.
I'm thinking like you. Yeah. Let's do that. All right, here we go. All right, we moved from outside the Chevy Traverse to inside where it's air conditioned, and we have the luxury and convenience of OnStar. You know, I'm thinking, Dennis, we should bring Holly along with us.
You want me to give her a call?
Yeah. Can you do that through OnStar?
Sure. Watch.
OnStar ready.
Call.
Call, please say the name tag.
Holly Sin.
Okay, calling.
Holly Sin.
Hello?
Hey, Holly, it's Jerome and Dennis Slater. We're calling you through OnStar. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Hey, we got this beautiful new Chevy Traverse, and Dennis is dying to take us to the beach.
We're going to Sanibel Island.
Sounds good to me. I'm on board.
Well, we're out front getting ready to go. We're going to download directions, and we'll be heading out.
All right, so Dennis, we know where we're going, but how do we know if there's traffic tie-ups? This is Florida, you know.
Sure, you're right. The first thing we'll do is we'll switch over to the nav system. Just push the nav button, and we have the full map that come up here.
Okay.
We'll just check some local traffic here by pushing this button and see that on I-275 northbound, there's a little bit of traffic notice, and it says that there's long-term road construction on the exit ramp, and it'll be there until mid-2009.
So as the road construction projects are completed, this update?
This update's on a nightly basis. This is a live GPS system. It knows exactly where we are at every minute.
And it's pretty user-friendly, too. I mean, if you want to check traffic, you push the button labeled Traffic.
Traffic, exactly. You want to go back to full map? Let's go back to full map. So there, we can see where we are. We're located right outside the studio. And when we call OnStar in a minute, they're going to know exactly where we are, and then we're going to give us some directions.
Connecting to OnStar.
OnStar Center, this is Cassandra. You need directions today, Mr. and Mrs. Slater.
Yes, actually, we were thinking of going down to Sanibel Island, Sanibel Beach Resort, yes.
Thank you. Do you want to use your turn-by-turn or your OnStar destination download?
No, I want to download it to my nav system.
Okay, I do have that destination set for you. Thanks for using OnStar and have a good day.
So they say within 30 seconds this will be up on the nav system. We
All right.
should be ready to go. We're just waiting on Holly.
Your destination is being sent to your vehicle. When safe and appropriate, press the Go button and follow the instructions on your navigation screen to begin your route.
How handy is that you don't have to fumble around and punch in each letter and then misspell it, and then you look for the menu and it doesn't come up. You just call somebody and they take care of it for you.
Right down here. Just download it in, what, 10 seconds?
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to push go.
Let's hit the switch and let's go.
Okay.
So,
How
ladies and
cool.
gentlemen, from here on out, please call me Mrs. Slater. Seriously.
And you did tell me that there was going to be a disclaimer on the bottom of the screen that said Jerome and Dennis did really not go to Senegal Highlands together for the weekend.
It was all just for
It was for demonstration purposes
Boy,
only.
wouldn't that have been fun, though. I would have liked to have been along on that trip. But that's something I had no idea that OnStar could do. And we were talking about GPS, you know, and how it is really useful in its own self, but you're having to fumble around, put in the number, put in the addresses of the two places that you want to go. It takes forever. What an easy concept.
Actually, it's easy, a little easier than that. That vehicle happens to have the screen that has the live nav system where you can look at a map all the time. There's actually turn by turn, where when we went on and spoke to them, that we could have just told them, as a matter of fact, they gave us the option, do you want turn by turn or you want me to download it to your nav? We could have picked turn by turn, and they would have logged in our route. They would have tracked our vehicle as we drove, no matter where we were, and every 2 or 3 minutes the voice would come on and tell us where we were and how much further it was before you'd have to turn.
We even called and got restaurant reservations.
Yes,
we had
we
to
did.
edit that part out, but you just tell OnStar what you want. Hey, call this restaurant in this town. They'll call, they'll connect you. It's great. You can do it all while you're driving. You don't have to really take your hands off the wheel or anything.
It's personal concierge, basically.
It really
in your
is.
car with you.
It's really what it is, and it's free for the first year.
That's unbelievable.
It's a great feature, and there's a number of other things. Of course, we've seen on television the crash response, the airbag deployment, emergency. We saw the button there. It sends you an email, tells you when you have to get an oil change. It's just a great feature.
Find out more at University Chevrolet, folks, home of the educated consumer. There's all the information, the location, and ChevroletofTampa.com, and we'll hook you up also through Studio10.tv.